I'm Becky Cooper, and I'm Todd's mom. I have known Todd all 36 years since we were introduced in the hospital in Orlando. He was a baby that was born while his dad was in Vietnam. Loved the outdoors, loved his dog, was a very busy small child. A day before his second birthday, he was out playing with something in the yard and fell in the pool while I was giving his little brother a bath. We called the fire department and they came and they took Todd to the hospital. He struggled with breathing for about 3 days because his lungs were completely full of water. With a lot of prayer, all of a sudden Todd started regaining various little things. And after he graduated from school, the best that they had to offer was a workshop. It was called a peace workshop where he put together little trinkets for Coca-Cola. The work was boring. The movie theater was new, and we went over and said, do you think he could tear tickets? And they said, well, let's practice. So we gave him a roll of tickets, and we tore tickets, and he practiced, and we tore tickets, and he practiced even more and more and more. And finally, they told him at the end of May that they would give him a chance, and 12 years later, he's still there. So he's been at that same job, smiling, greeting people, telling people exactly what their favorite movie would be if they asked. You had to get your job, and you had to talk the manager into accepting you, didn't you? Yeah. And so, what'd you have to convince him? You could tear the tickets, that you'd show up on time, that you'd be neat and clean, right, that you'd be polite to all the customers, right? Sometimes, huh?
I've been working with Todd for about 2 going on 3 weeks now, and he's a pretty cool dude. One thing I learned from Todd is that he doesn't let his disability stop him from living a normal life. He has a job like anybody else, and a lot of people wouldn't expect somebody with cerebral palsy to try to hold something down, and he lives by himself. So he's a really cool person.
I've been working with Todd about 6 months. He's a real good guy, makes the job enjoyable. Can't work unless he has a root beer on his side. That's the funny thing. I used to get him root beers, and he's like, he'll work real good, and he's a man of God, and I think that if you give him your time and get to know him, he'll make your world a little bit better.
He is open-minded, friendly, absolutely up for any kind of a challenge, and never meets a stranger.
Todd is all around thumbs up for me.
There's all sorts of handicaps, so Todd doesn't look at himself as different. He looks at himself that he can just identify his handicap. Can you identify yours?